Have you ever heard of skillet cakes? Skillet cakes were popularized during the American homestead days in the 18th and 19th century, and again during World War II. It was a time where the American people were baking cakes in cast iron skillets or Dutch ovens over a campfire. While researching this, I noticed that everyone were baking regular standard size rounded cake. What shocked me was I did not find anyone baking a pound cake. So you know what I did? I challenged myself to make an no oven stovetop pound cake. Now with this recipe, I tweaked my old-fashioned lemon pound cake recipe, which you can find on the Faith Bakery YouTube page. And I made an Chobani raspberry lemonade pound cake. This whole thing was quite the experience. This cake prep time took about 30 minutes and its cook time took a total of 2 hours and 30 minutes. Although I tweaked my original recipe with this Chobani raspberry lemonade Greek yogurt, I hardly noticed a difference. And if you look inside the bowl, you will see that it is blending well. So for all my bakers, I do have a question. Do you use yogurt in your pound cake? Or have you ever tried Chobani yogurt in your pound cakes? This is my first time using yogurt in my pound cakes, and I will most definitely be using Chobani Greek yogurt again. Actually, this might be my new signature pound cake. If you haven't already, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to this page, guys. Don't forget to hit the bell. This is one of my baking tips. Do not over mix your dry ingredients. As you see here, mix that on a low speed, and I have not even scraped the bottom of the bowl or the sides just yet. We're gonna make sure we get all of our mix off of our paddle attachments. Then we're gonna set this whole stand mixer aside, and we're gonna continue to mix by hand. The reason why I am doing this is because I want to ensure that I get absolutely no gelatin layers in my pound cake. And this is where I will scrape the sides, I'll scrape the bottom and get everything blended to ensure that all of the flour is mixed in well until it disappears, just like this right here. Now don't forget to allow your cake mix to rest for about 10 to 15 minutes so it can soak up all that moisture. And please grab your baker's joy for your pound cake pan guide. Have you ever had a skillet cake before or a stovetop cake before? If so, what kind did you have? This is my homemade raspberry swirl. I make it the same way I make my jams. I just don't cook it as long. I do it long enough to make sure it gets a nice boil to it, and then I take it off. Now, as far as your pan, then you will need something similar to a Dutch oven. Just it needs to be big enough that your pound cake pan can fit, and it won't be touching the bottom of the pan or the sides of the pan. Now, if you can see there, I put 5 of my mason jar tops in the bottom of my pan because I do not want the pancake itself to be touching the bottom of this hot skillet. I also allowed this to preheat for about 5 to 10 minutes on a low to medium heat before I place the pound cake itself into the pan. Now be careful when placing it in here because we don't want to burn our hands. And as you also can see, there is no water in the bottom of this pan. This cake is going to create its own steam. Again, this is on a low to medium heat, and I'm starting the timer off at 45 minutes. My stove, when I say a low to medium heat, my stove it goes up to about 8 levels, and in the midst of those 8 levels I had it at about a 3. Now this is after that first 45 minutes. You can see that it is starting to bubble in the inside there, but it is nowhere near close to being done. Again, this is after the first 40 minutes, and guys, this will take some time. Don't rush the process here. As you can see, this is after the next 30 minutes, and we have more bowls boiling in there. You can see the size of the pound cake is starting to stiff and form its shape, but it is still nowhere near done. And here's after the next 45 minutes, guys, and you can see the cake has started to rise. Now by this time I did go ahead and turn my stove up to the 4th notch, so we are on a true medium heat, and you can see the pound cake is starting to form its full shape here. And we only got about another 30 minutes to go, and here's how it looked after that last 30 minutes. Guys, I also tried to use my infrared thermometer, and it was saying that the cake itself is about 198 degrees Fahrenheit max, but for whatever reason, I'm like, it has all of these holes, but I think it might be done. So then I went ahead and got my cake thermometer, and I started to temp it out with my cake thermometer, and I also used it as a makeshift way to make sure that it comes out clean. That is because I did not have any toothpicks available, so I was just trying to make something happen. And each time that I did put it in there to temp it out, it was temping well above the 220 degrees that was needed for a pound cake to be officially done. You guys, I did show you there that it was coming out clean. I did this 4 times. Believe it or not, the temp was coming about 222 degrees the first time. So by this time I just went in all 4 sections and checked it. I didn't even temp it no more, and hey, this is how it looked in the stove while it is done. Now guys, you do want to let your pound cake rest in the pan for about 10 to 15 minutes before taking it out of the pan. And then after that, you want it to rest on your cooling rack for about 1 to 2 hours before cutting. Guys, please do not try to cut your cake before the 1 to 2 hours, because at that point you will have the butter melting a little bit faster than you want it to, and it will mess up the texture of your cake. And here's the reveal of the plain cake before I add all of the trimmings to it, you guys. And drum roll please. Voila, here it is. And what you're seeing there on the top is where all of that flour, I guess I had some excess flour, and you're seeing that on the top of the cake. And those little darker spots, that's the raspberry sauce that was not hidden too well inside the cake batter. And that's what that is there. Now I'm finna show you how I made my glaze topping, and we did use about 4 ounces of that cream cheese, and believe it or not, I ended up using this whole bottle of Greek yogurt Chobani raspberry lemonade here. And that is because I wanted a certain texture when making this, so I was just adding in a little bit at a time until I got the texture I wanted. And I didn't get that texture I wanted until I used a full body bottle of the Chobani raspberry lemonade Greek yogurt. And guys, it was, oh, that was so tasty. Now I'm not going to say to you that it is shelf stable, because it is yogurt. Maybe if we did not put the glaze on it, this might be shelf stable. But guys, refrigerate your cake after making it if you are using the Chobani for a glaze topping. And wow, look at that. Doesn't this cake just look scrumptious? And then the way this yellow and red is popping. Now here is the cut test, guys. Let's look at the inside, because you remember when I had told you that, guys, that I will put all my flour in at once, and this is going to prevent the gelatin layers. Now let's see if we get any gelatin layers, guys. Here we go. Drum roll please. One more time for me. Ooh, y'all. Look at that. We have absolutely no gelatin layer whatsoever. Look at that crumb, guys. It is so moist. It is a true pound cake, guys. Wow, guys, it looks amazing. But this is the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoy, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.